As we're seeing those lake effect bands starting to set up across our region, we're keeping a close eye on the road conditions around our area, and that's where we join our Marissa Thomas, who is in the passenger seat of our mobile storm tracker. Marissa, what can you tell us as you drive around here this evening?
Good evening, John. Right now I am on Route 20 heading east towards Harbor Creek, and we can take a look at the roads. Right now what we're seeing is the roads are a little slick. They saw some snow coming a couple minutes ago, and right now we've seen a couple of plow trucks as well, and we've keep reporting on road conditions, how municipalities are preparing salt and anti-skid and how they're putting those down on the roadways as well. But I also learned some tips for the drivers on the road, and some of the biggest things to remember are to increase your following distance and reduce your speed. As snow falls and drivers get on the road, there are a few things to keep in mind. PennDOT tips for staying safe include staying alert and focused and clearing snow from the car. Head instructor for Transportation Solutions, Thomas Barilla, says drivers want to keep their distance.
With winter driving, I think a big mistake that everybody makes is number one, they follow way too close to other cars. The distance you should be keeping is a minimum of 4 seconds, which turns out to be about the distance from one utility pole to the next. In the winter, you would want to increase that for sure. Brake earlier, signal earlier, and that gives everybody a chance to react, especially if the roads are icy.
Barilla also recommends reducing your speed and making sure your car is snow ready.
You want to make sure that your wipers are good, make sure that you have good tires on the car. Another thing with tires is you do want to check your pressure. For every 10-degree temperature drop, your tires can lose 1 to 2 pounds of pressure. And if you lose pressure in your tires, now the traction goes down. So you always want to make sure that you check your tire pressure.
For newer drivers, winter driving can be intimidating, and Barilla says practicing in less busy areas can be helpful.
Practicing in the snow is a good thing, but I would recommend going into a quiet neighborhood first and get a feel for your car. It's really important for newer drivers to also get a feel for what the anti-lock brakes feel like. So if you go into a parking lot and let the student hit that brake and feel what it feels like, then they won't be so alarmed, if the anti-lock brakes kick in.
And as we've been driving through the mobile storm tracker, we have noticed that traffic is a bit slower. People are responding to the winter weather conditions, listening to some of those tips. And as we look, we can see that it's kind of empty right now. The roads are a little covered in snow, but we've seen a couple of plows again working on those. And also, Barilla said you want to make sure that your fuel tank is at least halfway full, and make sure to clear your lights, license plate, and the top of your car off from snow. From the mobile storm tracker, Marissa Thomas, Erie News Now.